Hello and welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Oleribe. First, the headlines. My administration will be fair to Ishekiris. Buhari assures Olu of Warri. NNPC secures $5 billion funding from Afri-Exim Bank. Police warns officers against aiding illegal oil bunkering. And now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has pledged a fair deal to the Shekiri people of Delta State. The president made the promise in Abuja while receiving on a courtesy visit the Olu of Warri Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Shola Emiko Ogiame Atuwase III. The president expressed delight over the visit of the monarch, commending him for his patriotism. Buhari said he had taken note of the requests presented by the monarch, assuring that he will look into them as soon as possible. The Olu of Warri has said the visit was to thank the president for sending a high-powered delegation to his coronation as the 21st monarch of the kingdom and his felicitation, goodwill and solidarity. He pledged the loyalty of Ishekiri people to one united Nigeria while supporting the government's aspiration to provide security and economic prosperity to Nigerians irrespective of the tribe or religion. Describing President Buhari as a patriot and fervent believer in Project Nigeria, the Olu drew attention to the underutilization of the ports in Warri and Sapele in Delta State, reconstitution of the NDDC board, immortalizing the first finance minister of the country, Chief Festus Okotie Ebo, and resuscitation of the Ogidigbem project, which has been abandoned. On the NDDC board, he said he believed that the president would soon reconstitute it, stressing that as an interested party, his kingdom would genuinely want a better deal for them. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has secured a $5 billion corporate finance commitment from the African Export-Import Bank to fund major investments in Nigeria's upstream sector. The funding commitment is a fallout of the meeting between the chairman of the board of directors and president of the African Export-Import Bank, Afri-Exim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, and the NNPC Limited team led by the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Malam Mele Kyari in Cairo, Egypt on Wednesday. The move is a major milestone achievement in the quest for the corporation to scale up investments in the oil and gas industry following the commencement of the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. The new legislation has provided business opportunities that will enable the NNPC earn more revenue for the country and attract foreign direct investment into the Nigerian energy sector. The NNPC's $5 billion corporate finance commitment from Afri-Exim Bank is seen by the oil industry stakeholders as a dividend of the Petroleum Industry Act and the incorporation of the NNPC as a limited liability company. Under the NNPC Limited funding strategy for selected upstream investments, the company will be raising between $3.5 billion and $5 billion as corporate finance to fund major upstream investments. To achieve this objective, the NNPC plans to take over ownership from non-investing partner through acquisition of preemption rights of the sample joint venture. The NNPC strategy would also see the company investing in assets to address integrity, bottlenecking, and growth issues, including rigless activities and drilling campaigns in the oil industry. The Nigeria Police has warned its officers and men against all forms of corruption, particularly aiding illegal oil bunkering activities and other acts capable of tarnishing the image of the force. The police area commander Oyigbo Area Command in Rivers State, ACP Abdul Karim Nuhu, who gave the warning on Wednesday, said erring officers would be made to face the full weight of the law. Nuhu spoke at Elingbu Police Station while on inspection tour of police divisions under his command to enlighten the officers and men of the division, as well as interact with traditional rulers and stakeholders within the Oyibo Area Command jurisdiction. He solicited the support and cooperation of members of the public, especially in information sharing, while warning officers to be professional in their discharge of duties. Tanzania has appointed a US-based law firm as its transaction advisor for negotiations with energy companies over the construction of a liquefied natural gas project valued at $30 billion, the state oil company has disclosed. Construction of an LNG export terminal near huge offshore natural gas discoveries in deep water south of the East African country has been held up for years by regulatory delays. The negotiation resumed in November as President Samir Hassan pushes for speeding up of the start of the project, which has stalled due to delayed host government agreements. The state-run Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation (TPDC) said on its Twitter account late Tuesday it has signed an agreement with the law firm Baker Botts to help the government in the negotiation. Norway's Equinor operates Tanzania's Block 2, in which ExxonMobil also holds a stake and which is estimated to hold more than 20 trillion cubic feet of gas. Equinor aims to work on the LNG project with Shell, which operates Block 1 and Block 4 of Tanzania with 16 trillion cubic feet in estimated recoverable gas. Oil touched $90 a barrel for the first time in 7 years on Wednesday, supported by tight supply and rising political tensions between Russia and Ukraine, thereby heightening concerns about further disruption in an already tight market. Russia had amassed thousands of troops on Ukraine's border, fanning fears of an invasion. Energy market prices are higher on worries that Russia's gas supply to Europe will be interrupted. The nation is also one of the world's largest oil exporters. U.S. Secretary of State Tony Blinken said the United States will make sure global energy supplies are not interrupted if Russia takes action. World inventories have continued to decline as producers have struggled to restore production to pre-pandemic levels, said Andrew Lipo, president of Lipo Oil Associates in Houston. Mix that in with geopolitical tensions between the United States and Russia over Ukraine, and prices have continued their march upward. US President Joe Biden said on Tuesday he would consider personal sanctions on President Putin if Russia invades Ukraine. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State has reiterated his administration's commitment to support and encourage genuine private sector-driven business investments to bloom in the state. Governor Ugwuanyi, who spoke when he received the management team of United Nigeria Airlines, led by its chairman and chief executive officer, Dr. Obiora Okonkwo, at the government house in Enugu yesterday, assured the delegation that his administration will fully support the company to grow its business in Enugu State. The governor stressed that the state government wants more business investments in Enugu and is poised to encourage the private sector to thrive in the state to add value to the economy and well-being of the residents. Earlier, the chairman of United Nigeria Airlines, Dr. Okonkwo, disclosed that the delegation was at the Government House Enugu as part of the company's program of his annual retreat taking place in Enugu.
Before we end the news, here's a recap of our headline.
My administration will be fair to Ishekiris, Buhari assures Olu of Warri. NNPC secures $5 billion funding from Afri-Exim Bank. Police warns officers against aiding illegal oil bunkering. And that's the news. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good evening.